Iran is next. Venezuela was never about oil. It breaks down the idea that U.S. actions in Venezuela may signal broader geopolitical aims, with Iran in the crosshairs, and explains why this is not simply about oil. Venezuela, Iran, two oil-rich nations, two major U.S. foreign policy flashpoints, but what's really going on behind the headlines? And why are voices now saying Iran is next, and that Venezuela was never really about oil? Today, we're breaking it down for you, in plain English, with context, facts, and clear analysis. Let's go. Section 1. Earlier this month, U.S. forces conducted a dramatic operation in Venezuela, capturing President Nicolás Maduro. This was unprecedented and sent shockwaves through the region. The U.S. framed it as action against narco-terrorism and national security threats. But oil quickly became a talking point, especially given that Venezuela holds the largest proven oil reserves in the world. Narrator, some analysts say the U.S. move wasn't just about oil. It was about strategic positioning, reducing adversary influence in the Western Hemisphere, containing Iran and its proxies, and pushing back against China and Russia gaining ground in Latin America. Why not just oil? Let's be real, Venezuela's oil industry hasn't operated near its potential for years. Mismanagement and sanctions crippled production, so if the U.S. wanted barrels, that would be a strange way to get them. Instead, the story is bigger. It's about power, influence, and rewriting the geopolitical balance. Venezuela was part of a network, connected not only to China and Russia, but also Iran. For years, Iran and Venezuela had a partnership. Iran supplied fuel and refinery help when Venezuela's industry collapsed, and in return, Venezuela gave crude and strategic cooperation against U.S. sanctions. They even used what experts call a shadow fleet, tankers moving oil covertly to avoid sanctions, often linking both countries' exports through the same vessels and practices. By disrupting this network in Venezuela, the U.S. didn't just cut off Caracas, it undercut Tehran's sanctions evasion channels too. Section 4. Is Iran really next? Now to the big question. Is Iran next? Some commentators sure are saying it. In Washington, policymakers are watching massive unrest inside Iran, protests, economic collapse, and mounting pressure from U.S. sanctions. And with Venezuela's network weakened, the idea goes, could the U.S. pivot toward Tehran as its next major foreign policy confrontation? But here's the key. Energy isn't the sole driver. The U.S. isn't focusing on Iranian oil the way it did in 2003 with Iraq. Instead, the confrontation is about Iran's nuclear ambitions, its support for proxy forces across the Middle East, security for U.S. allies like Israel and Gulf states, and breaking up strategic ties with states like Russia and China. Section 5. Why this matters to you. So what does this mean for Americans? First, this isn't a simple oil grab. It's geopolitics. It's about influence, alliances, and power projection. It also means energy markets could be volatile. Oil prices might jump if tensions with Iran escalate, or tank if diplomacy prevails. And it means U.S. foreign policy is entering a new era where actions aren't just reactive, but proactive towards strategic rivals. Conclusion. So when you hear people say Iran is next or Venezuela was about oil, remember, it's not that simple. The story involves global power plays, alliances, sanctions evasion, security concerns, and shifting geopolitical priorities. If you want more breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and let us know what topic you want explained next.